Today is Monday, September 16, and today I learned something that's not necessarily a new concept, but it is something that I need to remind myself of, and the reminder is to trust the process. Because I have been struggling with trusting the process lately, and I have been fed so much stuff recently about trusting the process, and I'm just like, yeah, I really do need to trust the process. So in today's video, I'm basically just going to talk about the why, the what, and the how of trusting the process. So the first thing is the why of trusting the process. Why do we need to trust the process? The first thing I have to say about the why is that just in general, like this thing that you need to trust the process in, you need to have a why for that. Like, why are you doing it? To motivate you and to keep you doing it and make sure that I actually watched a video today where he's talking about your why needs to be so strong that you feel like you need, like it is necessary to do this thing and it's not just something you want to do. You need a why for this thing that you're trying to do. But not only that, we need to trust the process in this thing that we're trying to do. Because if we don't trust the process and we're constantly adjusting things and constantly changing things and constantly looking for a new process to trust, but then we never actually fully, completely trust the process, then we're not actually making any progress. And it's kind of like, this is reminding me of how people procrastinate when they're just trying to find all the right tools. Like, we've all done it. When we start something new, we're like, what materials do you use? When in reality, you don't need special materials. You just need to actually do the thing. So, first of all, we need to have a why for our thing, just in general, this thing we're trying to do. But also, we need to trust the process, because if we don't trust the process and we're constantly changing processes, then we're not actually making any progress, and we're just like jumping around, not actually ending up doing anything. What is trusting the process? This is kind of just what I just said. We need to stop worrying about if our process is right. Because it's not that hard to find a process that works. So once we have a process that works, and I'm going to talk about what kind of processes look like that. Once we find a process that works, we can kind of just relax and trust the process. We don't need to constantly change processes because, again, we're not actually making any progress, and we're just changing our tools and changing the things that are irrelevant to actually making progress on this thing. It's like when you first start working out and you want to find the perfect workout routine. At least for me, I did this a lot. I would constantly change my workout routines. I'd constantly change the splits, constantly change what exercises I'm doing. But then eventually I realized, like, I just have to stick to one because they're all pretty good. So I just have to stick to one. And then ever since then, I've made so much progress. So you have to trust the process. We can't keep on worrying and adjusting our process, because as long as we have one that's relatively good, then we can just trust it and reap the benefits. Within trusting the process, one part of that is that whatever thing you're trying to do, it takes time. And that is kind of like a hard reality, because we are impatient beings. We don't want to wait. We don't like waiting. So saying that something is going to take time is just a hard reality for us to accept, which is why we keep changing our processes and keep not trusting the process. And keep changing our processes because we think that's what's going to make this go faster. But in reality, you just have to pick a process that works and go with it and just be patient. One thing that has helped me with the fact that something takes time, build the habit and forget about everything else and just constantly repeat that habit so that eventually, when a bunch of time has passed, you haven't even realized it because it's a habit that you've built. Once a bunch of time has passed, you'll realize how much better and how much more improved you are at this thing that you're trying to do. So that is one thing that has really helped me just get over this annoying truth that whatever you're trying to do takes time. The last thing I want to say about the what of trusting the process is, like, if we're thinking about what is trusting the process, then we want to define that. So what is trust and what is the process? So ultimately it just comes down to trust, and trust is believing that something will work and believing that something will relatively stay the same in how it operates. At least for me, that's the first thing I think of when I think of trust, believing that something will work for its purpose. So when you're trusting someone to keep a secret, you're believing that they are going to work for that purpose and they're going to keep that secret. So you have to trust the process. You have to believe that this process is going to work. And then when you believe that this process is going to work, put your head down, do that, build the habit, don't think about anything else, and then eventually you'll reap the benefits. So what is the process? How do we trust the process? What is this process that we're trying to trust? And what does a good process look like? One that we know we can trust and one that we know we can believe in working. Well, a good process is one that, first of all, you can build a habit with. It's something that you can incorporate into your routine and just use that habit. I talked about that just a second ago. And also one where you are improving. So you are having a baseline that you do every day or every week consistently. You are having a baseline that you build a habit with, and then along with that baseline, you're adding to that baseline every day. So you're doing 1% better every day. So imagine that this is your baseline that you're working on every day. This is your baseline habit. And then every day you do 1% better and add to that baseline. The next day you add to that baseline. So every day you have a habit and a baseline habit, and every day you're adding, not necessarily adding to your routine, but improving at this thing you're trying to do. So that is what a good process looks like. A process that is consistent, you build a habit, and you have something that you're doing every day. So maybe for me, with this YouTube channel, I'm making a video every day. And then every time you're trying to improve on that thing. So your process needs a habit, it needs a baseline routine that you do every time, and then it also needs something that you're working on, something that you're improving every single time. So maybe in this video, I'm going to make the title better. Maybe I made a better outline. Maybe I have better lighting next time, like things like that. A good process needs a habit, routine that you're doing every single time, something that you do consistently. And then a good process also needs a way to improve your process, improve your skill, basically, and improve at what you're doing. So it needs what you have, and you need to add on to what you have, basically. So that is the why, the what, and the how of trusting the process. Yeah, just to recap, you need to trust the process, because if you don't, then you're not going to improve. So you can only trust in a process. Trusting in something is believing that it'll work. So you need a process that you believe that will work. And that kind of process is one where you basically just improve on what you already have and build a habit of what you do have. So yeah, I'm posting every single day, daily videos talking about things like this, videos just like this one. So if you want to get daily insights, then subscribe. I will see you in tomorrow's video.